I've been doing terrible. I think something that everyone has gone through is having an ELA teacher. That is a pretty bad experience in itself. They're always bad for some reason. I don't know why. What's going on with all of the ELA teachers? So it's just like I talk about is that like if I wrote down a list of all the bad things that have been happening, it could be like a literal bestseller book that no one would think is real. They'd think it's like some sort of a metaphor of a cycle. I don't know. I've just not been feeling good at all lately. Like I'm in a, cause I've been over time. I've been leaving a bunch of sticky notes around the recess field. Literally, just like just a little funny thing, saying what were like criticisms, things like that. Like just actually do your work and stop just spending all the time making your notebook titles glamorous. Stuff like that. Over time, I had to stop because one of the teachers actually discovered it and just said for me not to do that. Then joined the student voice program, so I should be able to affect the school in some sort of way. But I've been I did two things. It's like because I was inspired by Martin Luther, and that's a weird sentence. Like the Italian guy, how he left the papers with 97 reasons about why he hates the church. Yeah, I did a giant list thing on why the school education system and the school I'm at is bad. Double-sided, 25 reasons. And then the day after that, I literally made one about why all of the computers we have now are bad. Like here's the education system one. We got the backside. You could possibly read this if the pixels aren't too bad. Here's the computer one. Yeah, I wrote those all by myself. I'm not even alone on any of this one. I talked to this about this stuff with my friends. They are all on my side. It's like a weird political party mixed with a friend group. I don't know, but things that it's like I don't know how to really word this properly. I had an incredibly bad day today. Because like there's the progress reports. I was waiting till the very last moment to get my mom to sign it. Today on the Friday, and it's because on Friday we were supposed to have extra recess. The recess was actually the same amount of time, but if you didn't get the progress report signed, it was then less recess. That's not the same thing. In comparison, you're just pretty much exaggerating using a comparison. That's not extra. That's just a stupid idea. And so my mom saw the grades and refused to sign it because of that. And so that means that I was in school. I didn't do the reading journals because I'm reading books like like this, something I actually want to read. I actually like reading this, and it's not like top 100 quotes from Abraham Lincoln. No, I'm not reading stuff like that. That stuff barely has any quotes. In fact, you're supposed to even cite who the author is. This doesn't have an author. And what do you say about the author of the Who Was books? It's the Who Was books, but at the exact same time. One guy does the research and has the idea. Do you credit him? Because he didn't do it alone. It's like the whole company. You search up that guy, you're probably not going to find that much. You search up who was, then you'll find it. Yeah. So I didn't do the reading journals. So for recess and lunch, I didn't even fucking eat. I've eaten like one thing today. I'm gonna starve soon. It's like last night I was overworking myself, so I had no time to eat. And at some point I just said, screw all of this, I'm gonna stop working, I'm gonna eat for once. And then it was already past my bedtime, which for some reason I have again. Because, I don't know, my mom gave me that again. Even though I haven't had that, not even in 6th grade. So there's that now. So I pretty much ate nothing that day. I didn't eat my dinner that day. And today, the day right after that, I literally I had to stay in, no lunch, no recess, because it's like, during lunchtime, I had to stay in during ELA to do all my reading journals. And then I was there for the whole time, and they didn't even go out to make everyone get lunch that time. We were just inside, and then they realized incredibly late, oh wait, this guy doesn't have food. Yo, you wanna go? I went. The whole lunch place was closed already, so I had to go back with no food, starve the entire time as I wrote those things. It was terrible. And then the moment I finished, I went out to recess for my 1 minute. I was literally just, the entire time I had no fun. I was just expressing all of my thoughts and emotions to my friends. Just like, I fucking hate this place. I am on the verge of just, I'm gonna run away. Like, I don't know. This place is terrible. I was there for like 1 minute, and then I had to go back inside and solve a bunch of fucking ELA questions again, and they didn't even make sense either. Like, one of the questions was literally, oh, this person said, oh, it looks beautiful outside. How do they feel? Enthusiastic? Wrong. They hated everything. Huh? Like, if someone asks me how my day is, I would genuinely just say, it's terrible. They'd probably say, wrong answer, if it's like a teacher or something, because no one ever says that. Everyone's always hiding their emotion and only looks at the good parts of life. But what happens when you don't have any more of that? There's none left now. So there's just nothing for me. It's not even just like cherry picking, that's just lying at that point. Like, I've been keeping it inside for too long. It hurts. I don't want to just keep hiding emotion now. Just terrible. So pretty much, I spent 3.5 hours in the ELA class in silence, just doing useless stuff that won't affect me in any way. Fucking ELA class, I had a test, and then I kept writing a whole bunch for the journals, and then I just answered a bunch of ELA questions that made no sense, and I didn't even get to finish it either, so I'm gonna have a bad grade now. Bro, ELA has too much work. There's too many worksheets. They give us piles upon piles of worksheets to do in one day that we have to finish in one day, and then another pile the next day. I'm not gonna complete any of that. got to, like, every day, I have to literally decide to either overwork myself with all of the work I have and just nearly pass every class except fail ELA, or pass ELA and then fail everything else, where I probably will be the only person to not pass the grade, or actually decide to not starve myself. And it's a genuinely hard question. People are so stingy about ELA grades. Everyone. All the teachers. Like, we're speaking English. How do you not know it? Because it's not like that. They're not just saying, like, okay, here's what this word means. Do you remember? Yes? Okay, that's another point added. No! Stupid stuff there. And so I fail ELA, because it's a hard decision to make. I either do that or literally fail school, just so that people can stop pestering me about how bad I am at English, even though I'm speaking it fluently. And I'm starving. I don't want to. I've had one thing today, the entire day. I didn't have lunch. I didn't have dinner last night. The one moment of calmness I get in the day is when I'm at home. I forget everything that I do and my dog shows up. That's the one bit of happiness in my life now. I stare at my work and it just overwhelms me. My brain cannot possibly comprehend the amount of work that it sees that it has to do, so it just pauses there and stares. And then for that small moment, my brain is confused because it thinks I'm not working and I might not get a good grade, and then it tries to go back to what it was doing before, and then, like, what it would usually do, but now I don't even remember what that is. I don't know what I used to do before having the piles. So now I literally just look at my phone and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have some fun. What do I use this thing for? What is this? I don't know what to do on it anymore. What am I supposed to do? Nothing. My brain is entirely just work now. The funny game machine that I don't know how to use. No games I can use on it now. My brain does not think of that. So I'm literally just on the jump off a bridge. It fucking sucks. And I'm just overworking myself till it gets to like such a late point in the, like, I just stay so late, overworking myself that I sleep so late, so that I am so tired in the morning that I take what I think is a small nap, and after I wake up to become more rested, and then I'm already completely late and tired for the rest of the day. I hate everything. Like, the whole time at home is just stress the entire time. Either I'm overworking myself and getting stressed, thinking I'm not even gonna complete all of it, but I'm only doing this and I don't like doing it, but I can only do that. Otherwise, there's gonna be even more stress of grades not going through very well. And then when I forget all of that for like a split second, my dog shows up. I'm having a fun time, and everyone in my house is talking about how they want to kill it. They want to kill my dog. My strict and angry mother, who wants to get rid of it for no reason. I've trained that dog. I can speak to that dog pretty much. And she just thinks that it's only a barking machine. None of that's happening anymore. It's good now. And they don't pay attention to that. They just think chihuahuas are all bad. That thing's a chihuahua. It's bad now. And then there's my alcoholic dad. also wants to get rid of it because it messes with the dog all the time, hits it, threatens it, and then gets confused why the dog gets angry at him. Of course it's gonna do that. It's defending itself and it's defending everyone else from you. Of course it's gonna get angry at you. But I've gotten, I've cried myself to sleep several days, several times before, thinking my dog actually died. And I'm just, one time I was literally, I was doing my work while just crying. I was terrible feeling in me. Because I literally heard, and then silence come from downstairs. And I think it's getting beat or something. And it dies. And I'm stuck having to work because otherwise that'll happen to me if I don't keep working on school stuff. Both the parents were from a third world country, and one was even illegal. None of them had it easily in their life, and so now they're just gonna let out all that rage to the children there. I'm not the favorite child. I'm the young one. And because of that, I'm the least favorite child. They like the older one because he's older. He's like an adult now. He's strong now. He can get a job. He can. He has a disability. But they treat him so nicely, and barely anything happens to me. He wears glasses. My mom tried to get me to wear glasses. He used to try and play the piano. She got me to play the piano. He used to draw. Now I'm just completely an art person, and it's they want me to be him now. They just like him. The only happiness is when a bit of my stress goes away when I'm with my dog, or it's completely the happiness of being angry because I know nothing else now. When I'm just with my friends, I'm talking about all this. Politics are bad, man. Yeah. The school system is bad, man. Yeah, I fucking hate everything. I want someone to shoot me in the head. Yeah. That's the only other bit of happiness I get. Is when I'm out of school. During recess, the small little bit in the day when I'm doing that. And I literally just, teachers walk by. I'm not having fun. Definitely not. There's, because no one else can hear that. No one else should. That's a weird thing to hear from a person in middle school. Computers are actually terrible. We used to have laptop cards, and we just got random laptops from that. We had fun. We didn't, because we did fun stuff we wanted to do during recess, in free time, did whatever we could. We didn't have our own laptops, and we only actually used those for school stuff. So there wasn't much to do them with. We didn't know that much, and it was just a few website and video blogs on the Wi-Fi. But then we got our own computers. They blocked everything that's not school related now. And anything you did to it before they forced you to get several updates that ruined it, that stuff you just couldn't do anymore after that. And then over time they got rid of all of those things on computers that already had those. Opera GX. Because it's my own computer, that's my own device. I'm gonna use it like my own device. So I had Opera GX on it because it's my own thing. I can download it now. It's not the school's. I don't have to return it to them until I don't know. There's just, I have a computer and I had my own account on Opera. Like I opened Google Chrome. That's my school account because the school is not going to use Opera GX. But then I used Opera GX because it was exactly like Google, except there was a few cool. There's a bit more cool things on it. It looked a bit better, and I used my own actual account on it. So when I wanted to do school stuff, I opened Google Chrome. When I just wanted to enjoy myself, enjoy time, free time, I'm with myself, like Opera GX. Can't do that now. Like I have so many overdue things. I had from the span of weeks for other classes because you can't work on any of your actual you can't work on stuff from other classes in ELA. So ELA just has a bunch of work for you to do, and then if you somehow finish some of it, and then you think, oh, the other stuff that wasn't mandatory in that exact specific class, that time period, then maybe you'll do some other stuff. No, you got in trouble for doing stuff from other classes. Bro, I literally straight up, I was so late. I was gonna get such bad grades, so I decided, fuck it. What's the worst they can do that my mom would already do? My mom would do much worse. I've gotten threatened with death in several ways so many times by my mom. What's a teacher gonna do? So I started doing work, and I literally had a fucking notepad on my screen. See all this shit? I had that on there. Yeah, I already know English, and it's also my second language, so any mistake I make on it is blamed on that. But I still pretty much know it, so I don't need to continue doing other work that is not due on that very day. So I'm gonna do stuff that was due a while ago from other classes. Don't give me a 0 for this, because that's fucking idiotic. You haven't allowed us to do that anyway, so I'm just gonna break this rule, because if I don't, I'll overwork myself, and I haven't even eaten dinner last night. I like comedy. I do comedy stuff sometimes. I think I'm pretty much just using that as like a weird way of distracting myself. I did as a joke for a while, just had this notepad show up on my screen anytime I opened my computer in the new class. It just said, yo, this guy didn't sleep last night. As a joke, but it's serious. I've not been sleeping well. It's just a terrible joke to make. It's this terrible way to actually express it. Like, I don't feel good mentally or even physically. I literally, for that 1 minute of being outside for recess, was all I had of actual fresh air. I've thought several times of literally just having a day where I'm just crying myself out, crying out all of the things I feel. Then I've never done that though, because I never had the time to. I just had to pent up all of the emotion I had, keep it inside there, forget it, and keep working on more stuff. And it's terrible. They say it's just gonna get worse in high school. At least high school doesn't make you carry around piles of work and like tools. I don't fucking know what it's called. Supplies, bunch of supplies and work, piles of all that stuff to several classes until you can put that away and get other piles. Because high school would have more classes, I think, right? So they need more time to go into lockers. So then you go to your lockers, you get the thing for the specific class, you go back to your locker, get the thing for the next class, and you're not just gonna have a bunch of stuff that's falling. It's got to the point where I literally have a fucking bag that has all the stuff, but the bag has the handle is too small, so that means that I have to drag it on the floor since it's too heavy, and plus it'd probably rip if I did that. So I have to drag it on the floor slowly to every class. I just don't even think the ELA teacher likes her job, to be honest. They target me, it seems like. I don't know what it is. And then they act like... Because they'll talk to all the people, like, they'll talk to the white women. Oh, it's completely fine, it doesn't matter. The guys, your grades are very bad, I don't... You should probably do something about that. To me, hey, grades are really bad. I feel like you should just stay in. You don't need recess. Just stay in, do all your work. I think you really need to think about all this. And I got a 0 one time because they asked me like, okay, you have homework now. So do you want to do this during recess, lunch, or at home? Like recess or lunch? I said, I'm gonna do homework at home. I got a 0 for that, and they called my mom and lied. Said, oh, he was sleeping in class. Huh? What? I wasn't. For a whole week after that, because of that, just to prove a point, like, I don't know what a sociopath is, but the few things I've heard about it, I haven't looked up the exact meaning, but things I've heard, I feel like I'm that, because to prove a point, when you can't directly talk to someone without thinking you're just gonna get in trouble or punished, I do something physically, like, they said I was sleeping, so the next week, the entire week, I just took off my entire blanket thing, yeah, because what is this? This doesn't look American. The only American thing remotely close, it must be a blanket. Let me just take this off in the freezing room for the entire week. I froze. It was fucking cold. All just to prove a point, and they didn't care. Nothing happened from that. Why do I do these things? I don't even know what a sociopath actually is, but I think I'm one. I'm actually gonna look it up for the first time. These... I don't know. I don't think I'm entirely one. I added Japan World War II. I added that as a joke. It's funny. I overlook it and now I don't think of anything. I just see that. My brain just overlooks it, acts like there was nothing there, and it's no fun anymore. I don't think this at all. In 7th grade, I actually told my LA teacher about the fact that my dad was an immigrant. They said, no, don't say that. No, that's bad. Don't say that ever. No, that's not good. Do not say this. Terrible. What? Is it just, what was so bad about me saying that? I feel bad this entire time. There's something in my brain thinks that all information should not be wasted, and that's why I'm literally just being a smartass sometimes to people, and sometimes using actual factual evidence I know about things like history, philosophy, politics. I use that, and sometimes tell them about that stuff to prove a point, being a smartass. Because I just want to let out all that information I know. That's why I tell them that stuff I know. That was supposed to prove the point of why I did that stuff. When I do research, and this whole time I'm just thinking, like, I should be doing work. I've been here for like half an hour now. And also, this is probably not all the things I've said. I've said several bad things that have happened, and I'm not physically able to say all that stuff again. Too much stuff. Be a fucking novel if I publish this stuff. Longer than a white woman's Starbucks order. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like some sort of therapist or something, man. Some of my friends were genuinely worried. Like, you didn't eat anything at all last night? No. You don't like a little snack? No. I hate everything. I want to stop this stuff. I don't know what to do. How do I stop this stuff? If I say any stuff to any of the teachers, maybe like the worst one possible, like the ELA one, I will. Something bad's gonna happen to me then. Like, definitely. It'll give me like more questions to solve, more worksheets, more tests. Get rid of all your grades. You're a complete zero. I was at a 40, and then they lowered it to a 30 for no reason. What was that about? Why did they do that? What did I just overtime unsubmit or something? Just, I answered the final question. Here you go. I then undo the final question. Like, why? So I was just stuck there having to figure out what the fuck to do instead of having recess. I was trying to rush all of it, but the questions made no fucking sense. So now I'm stuck at a 60%, when my mom thinks that a 70% is passing. I got a 60% on one of the things. It's called IXL, like the actual letters. I still have the tab open. I have not closed this. Like, it's just, I felt terrible in realizing I was there for 3 hours? What? Because I was there the actual class. There was 1 hour. Like, I don't know. I'm doing, maybe it was 2 hours. I don't fucking remember. I was there for the actual class, 1 hour. And then there's lunch and recess. Together they make 1 hour. And then there was the class after that they didn't even let me go to. I was in, like, what was going on? We didn't even go to that class. I didn't even know that until, like, afterwards. It was just like, where are we where are we going, suds? We're going to the next class. I was in ELA for 3 hours? That was terrible. The whole time, it's just silence in that room. The only sounds are just the teacher laughing, and then hearing kids through the window outside having the time of their life with what they think is extra time, and I get no time. Do they want me in there longer? They put me in there, give me several pieces of work, so that I have to go back and do that stuff again, and then get a bad grade, so I have to go back again instead of having recess. Why do they want me there for so long and give me terrible grades? Fucking yeah. I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna see, like, I'm gonna see what I feel like if I just, like, imagine if I didn't have to work, and then for another hour do some work. I'm gonna see the changes in it. I'm gonna see, like, what's it like between having technology that's whole purpose is being only education, and they advertise it as being incredibly fun and you do whatever you want, even though that's not true, compared to just being outside. I'm gonna see the difference between that. I will actually do that. I don't care what bugs are out there, I'm gonna go out there. Yeah. I feel like I'm going crazy at this point. I'm just actually starving, to be honest. Like I said, I didn't eat dinner yesterday, didn't have lunch today. I ate one thing out of this entire day. I'm gonna bring some food outside now. What time is it? God damn, fuck.